A lot of business owners have a lot of misconceptions about the remodeling process versus building new versus trying to find a new space for a tenant infill. And so I'm Michael Nesbitt with Nesbitt Construction, and today we're going to talk about some myths and advantages to remodeling. The first myth is that remodeling costs more. Of course, everybody knows if you're going to buy a piece of property and then build a building on it, that is a huge expense for any business. Obviously, you're investing for the long term there, but if you already have the space and we can make the space work for you, remodeling will save you quite a bit of money. The infrastructure is already in place. Typically, your electrical, your heat and air needs are met. So unless you're changing out large equipment or major upgrades, typically these infrastructure costs can be saved. The second myth we find is that business owners believe they'll have to shut down in order to remodel. An experienced contractor can overcome these obstacles by working directly with you and your team, the architect, the engineer, to avoid these delays. And maybe you don't even have to go to night and weekend work. We can phase the project, work in the scopes, so that we minimize disruptions and delays to your workers and your clients. The third myth is that the low bid is the best bid. Now, there's a saying in our industry that the lowest bid is usually the one that left the most out of the project. So whenever you're doing a remodeling project, make sure you ask your contractor what all he has included, because sometimes the low bid did in fact leave out quite a bit of work or items that need to be in there to effectively manage your remodeling project. So the last myth is that an architect or an engineer is always needed for a remodel. In the grand scheme of things, if you're just changing out paint or carpeting, a good trusted contractor can advise you on whether or not an architect or an engineer is needed for this project.